Alright, y'all, we are live on this beautiful Thursday afternoon. Blessings to everybody in the name of the Messiah, Jesus, Yeshua. I do pray that everybody is very blessed. And today we're going to be taking a look at the markets, at Bitcoin, at the dollar, at the S&P 500, as well as potentially some other assets to talk about. Is the Bitcoin rally over? We're coming into some resistance. I want to talk about the key levels, do a quick analysis. As usual, guys, if we can get 750 likes, we will be giving away 500 USDT. So make sure to like the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel, make sure to call your mom and tell her, hey ma, come like the video. I'm trying to get 500 USDT up in here. We'll be live momentarily, y'all. Shout out to Crypto Pump It in the chat. Shout out to Rockpile Crypto. Shout out to Luis Rivera. Shout out to Remy710 over on Twitch. I have to really start to tell people about my Twitch. Shout out to Luciano, who's calling his grandfather. Nice, man. Shout out to Royal Fresh. What's going on, y'all? What am I snorting? Just sniffing the mic. Yeah, good old Royal Fresh knows what's up. Alright, y'all, let's do this. Shout out to Big Booty 28. All right, y'all. Well, here we are live. And shout out to Big Butts 28. She deserves a shout out. Shout out to Royal Fresh. Shout out to Brian Hoffer, who says Biden is in Syracuse. What's going on, Memory Man? What's going on, Luke 2128? And Kristen is long from 19160. Shout out to Robert Bonar. Thank you, Robert, for always being in chat, man. I really appreciate you, bro. And okay, let's pop into this Bitcoin price action here, guys. So the Bitcoin has indeed gotten a little bit of a pullback as we have come into this key level. And I am in a short position. Okay, yesterday during the live stream that we did with Boyan, I shorted from here. Okay, this is the video where I told everyone I am short with my stop loss above that 21K area. I have obviously since locked in profits on the position. And, this is the position. But here's the thing, guys. We have to look at this from a macro perspective and understand that where we are at right now is, in fact, a key level of resistance, but it does not mean the pump is over. Now, why did I take a short trade from here? The reason I took a short trade is because we came up to none other than our good friend. Well, she's not really our friend, right? We have a love-hate relationship with this woman right here. Her name is 618, right? The 618 Fibonacci retracement from the last high to the low. And many of you guys know 618 and me, we have a history together. I had a huge crush on this girl, okay, in high school. And she was everything I could have ever wanted in a woman, right? Look at those hair follicles, right? Beautiful. Look at that part. The white hair skin, very delicate, has never seen the sunlight before. Look at the nostrils, okay? Very pixelated. Look at the lips, the chiclet-shaped teeth. My goodness, drives a man wild. Now, when I asked her out on a date, she rejected me. Why? Because I didn't know back in high school, guys, but there's this thing called the friend zone. You think the girl likes you because she laughs at your jokes, right? She walks with you to the lunchroom after math class. But no, she's not interested. She just wants to stay friends. Ugh, you're like a brother to her, right? And when we came up to that level, 6 Juanita, we saw some signs, okay? We saw some signs that things were not too healthy, okay? What were some of those signs that we were potentially going to get a rejection? Well, honestly, this is what we started to see, guys. Upside down, uneven butt cheeks. When we're coming up to key areas of resistance, such as 6 Juanita, we have to understand that if we are looking at the 4-hour market Cipher B, if this thing is above the 60 line, that is called overbought, meaning price probably needs to cool down. We come down to the 1-hour time frame, and what do we see as we come up to that level? We see a left butt cheek and a right butt cheek, clearly giving us the upside down, uneven butt cheek pattern, as can be seen right here, right? Where we have the left butt cheek, very large and plump, full of gravy and other unidentified fatty objects in there, okay? But then the right butt cheek is very small and skinny as we're touching into our level. That is called a bearish divergence. And one of the things that if you follow the channel, and make sure to, by the way, follow the channel. Like the video, guys. Subscribe to the channel. What are you doing with your life? If you are not subscribed to Jason Casper, right? But no, seriously, one of the things that I always look for is when we're coming to key areas of resistance, if the 1-hour time frame is overbought, and if the 12-minute time frame is giving us a divergence of momentum and money flow, that is a very strong top signal. In fact, historically speaking, this oftentimes leads to a very large move to the downside. Does not mean it has to, but there are many times where this is a significant top signal. Okay, that is why I gave the setup over in the VIP stream, because as you can see right here, I was looking at this and I was saying, look, we're at a golden pocket and the 12-minute is diverging money flow and momentum. I entered a lower leverage position, And I did add to the position when we came up a little bit higher and increased the leverage a bit here because this red dot began to confirm. And we got one last little push to the upside. Now, here's the thing, guys. This is a very strong top signal. And when we're at key resistance, we have to be prepared for a move to the downside. Now, if you do want to join the VIP Discord where we do these live streams every single week, multiple live streams a week, we just did a 3-hour live stream in the VIP where we went over 7 altcoins, technical analysis, trading setups, and all that stuff, as well as daily trade setups that we're looking at, levels, a great community of traders. You can go to patreon.com/Jason Casper. But here is what we now need to be aware of. One of two scenarios is going to happen, and basically this is what I am pretty much looking for. So we clearly need to cool off a little bit at this golden pocket, right? It's a key level, but we also have to understand that what is happening right now is on a larger term time frame, okay? We are simply getting a very bullish bounce from the low of a very large range with a high at around $25,000 and a low at around, you know, let's say 18K, right? The last time we put in that low, we missed the low by about 50 cents, give or take, you know. But we came down to that low, and as we came down to the low, we got very bullish divergences on market Cipher B. Again, instead of those upside down uneven butt cheeks, we had the right side up uneven butt cheeks, right? Good old Dolores at the diner. The waitress, she comes out. She looks kind of like a man with a little bit of facial hair. She sounds kind of like this, you know, because she smokes too many cigarettes and she's got a raspy voice. And she's real skinny, right? The nicotine keeps her skinny because it's an appetite suppressant. She's coming out. Hey, Dolores, here I am. I got another cup of coffee for you, Jason Casper. Jason, you look skinny, she always says to me. She always, you know, it's very offensive to a man who lifts weights and likes to be, muscular. You know, when she says, hey, Jason, you're looking kind of skinny here. You're losing weight, hun. Let me get you some pancakes. All right? It's offensive, right? It's offensive. So when we come down to these lows and we're getting these bullish signs at the low of a very large range, we need to then understand that there is a very real possibility that we could get a move back up to the high of the range. And so this is the first major resistance that we are coming up to right now. So it's no surprise that we are finding resistance there, okay? Where else should we be looking for resistance along the way up? Obviously, this high right here, we have another 6 Juanita, and then to the high of the range. So if we can come above this golden pocket, I made a video about this yesterday, I do really think that we can see at least 22K and then 24K. So there's a few important levels that have to hold because we also have to understand that although we're looking at a very large range right here, we are still trading this more local range, okay? So there's a very real possibility that we have simply just taken out the highs of our local range and are now going to get a move back down. So how are we going to know what is going to happen? Well, the truth is, guys, we cannot know for certain what is going to happen, but what we can do is we can have plans so that we can know how to trade the price action regardless of what happens. So let's go over a bullish scenario. Okay, let's go over a bullish scenario. So in order to, get long here, if we're looking to long, we should be waiting for a retracement, right? Because we never want to long the top, right? When we first got into trading and we told basically, well, for me, it was my grandfather, right? Because I was a huge burnout, still am, right? Live in my mom's basement, don't do anything except paper trade on the internet for ByBit affiliate links, right? But the thing is, when I told my grandfather that I was getting into trading, he told me, Jason, let me tell you something about investing, son. It's so dang easy. All you have to do is buy low and sell high, right? That's all you got to do. It's so dang easy. Anyone can do it, son. Well, when I first got into trading, I'll tell you, I bought high and sold low, right? When the price was pumping, man, I wanted to just get into it long. When the price was dumping, well, by golly, George, put me on a tractor, turn that thing on high, and call me Aunt Sally with a, I don't know. Now, here's the thing. If price is just pumped and we're looking for a long, we need to wait for a pullback. And so because we're trading still within this much more local range, if we want to buy low, we should wait for what I call, and what is called, and what everyone calls who trades, a support resistance flip. What that is basically is we are looking for a level where price historically has found a ceiling, right? Price has not been able to come above this level for a long time, right? And then what we're doing is we're waiting for price to come back to that level to now hold it as a floor. This is called a support resistance flip. Whenever you're looking at price and you see that there's a zone where price has not been able to come above and then price breaks above that, we should wait then for price to come back down and retest that level. It's called a retest because we're confirming that what used to be resistance, meaning it used to be considered high, is now going to be the new low. Because when we're looking at price action, we need to think of it as floors of a house, right? We can clearly see that price was confined to this floor of the house right here. And now potentially we might be confined to another floor of the house right here where price is going to be ranging in this zone, right? And then again, we might see that if we break out of this, we will be now confined to this floor of the house. If, let's say, we are ranging in this floor of the house, right? When we come up to the ceiling, we jump up there, we hit our head, get a move to the down. Come to the floor, boing, get a little bounce because we're wearing spring-loaded boots, okay? Come to the ceiling, hit our head, come back down. That's exactly what happened in this floor of the house for a few months, right? So if we have properly taken the stairs, okay, now we are on that second floor. So we would assume when we come down, our spring-loaded boots are going to give us a move up, right? And so if I am looking to long, and I am long still, holding a long, but if I'm looking to add to the position, right, because I've taken some significant profits from the trade, I would like to wait for a retest. And one of the areas where we could be looking for a retest is going to be at this key area of around 20K. I would say 20K to 19.7K, because this, and we could like draw a little box here, right? It doesn't have to be exact, but this is a key area where we can actually look for a retest if we are going to get a move down. Now, again, the 1 hour is giving us bearish divergences. The 4 hour is very topped out. It looks like we need to have more of a retrace. It doesn't mean we're going to, but it means, look, we have to be prepared to take the highest probability setups. And if we say to ourselves the higher time frames look a little topped out, the 12-minute has a red dot, the 4 hours very topped out, okay, let's see if we can get into a good long position by waiting for a proper retest of previous resistance. And when we get there, guys, here's something else that's very important. But, you know, remember the girl who rejected me in high school, right? 6 Juanita. Now, I was in the friend zone, so of course she wasn't going to go out with me, right? Of course she wasn't. But here's the thing. When you're in the friend zone, she will talk to you, right? She will talk to you and be friendly with you. She'll tell you about all the douchebag guys she dates and how they treat her so bad. And you'll be thinking to yourself, but 6 Juanita, what about me? I'm the perfect guy, right? I'm nice. I'll hold the door for you. You know what I'm saying? I'll take my jacket off and put it on the ground so you don't get your shoes muddy. You know, I'm just such a nice guy. She's not into nice guys. Get over it. But here's the thing. She will be there to give you support after she breaks your heart, okay? We can see right here that in the same zone, we have another Fibonacci 6 Juanita right here coming in, okay, from that last low that we put in to the high. And so if we are going to get a proper retrace, one of the best places I like to look to find support is good old 6 Juanita. She will be there to offer a shoulder to cry on, right? She's not just going to reject you and leave you there on the side of the road waiting to die with a broken heart. No. She'll talk to you. She'll let you buy her stuff. You know, she'll let you talk about your problems a little bit. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? And so there's a good chance that this could be a nice support after a proper retest. Does it mean we're definitely going to do this? No, we could do this, or we could do this. But my point is, we have to be prepared and think to ourselves, okay, we came up to 6 Juanita, we asked her out on a date, but we were confronted by these uneven butt cheeks on some significant time frames, the 12 hours topping out. We probably need to have a bit more of a retracement here. Okay, this is a pretty nice high. We're coming up to a weekend. Who knows what's going to happen, right? So if we do get a proper retest, this isn't a probable area where we could look for now regular uneven butt cheeks at that level. Okay, we're bullish divergences. Okay, not bearish divergences, bullish divergences. Okay, because that is going to be showing us that although price is getting lower, perhaps on the 1 hour time frame now, we see a very bullish looking divergence like this, right? Or even on the 12-minute time frame or something. Or let's say we come down a little bit lower with this momentum wave and it doesn't give us a green dot very soon like it looks like it's going to. And then we do something like this. Whoop, you know? We see the cheek. We take a peek. We see the cheek. And I'm trying to think of something that rhymes with peek and cheek that indicates that we've gotten into a trade. Someone in the chat, what rhymes? We take a peek, we see the cheek, and we go long. What's another word for going long that rhymes with cheek or peek? Someone in the chat, let me know. All right. So, and oh man, we have some scammers in the chat here. Sheesh, man, we have some scammers. Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, Irish Dutchman. Right? Okay. Jacob Wilson. All right, we have some inappropriate ones. Okay. A few inappropriate ones here. Let's see. Zeke, show her your balance, freak. We could take a peek, see the cheek, and sneak into a long trade. Yeah, that's right. You got to sneak. Okay, now before we wax slightly inappropriate, okay, because this is a Christian YouTube channel here, we must get back to the technical analysis because this is a very serious YouTube channel, actually. In fact, of all the crypto YouTubers out there, I actually take myself the most serious out of all of them, and I'm actually also the most professional out of all of them, too. In fact, you won't find anyone more serious than me, okay? With a more professional backdrop than good old Jason Casper. All right, so let's get back into this. Let's get back. It's going to be a shorter stream today, guys. Something else we have to be aware of is the fact that this is a significant top, and we have to be aware of the massive potential 4-hour uneven butt cheeks. Right now, there is the potential of a hidden bearish div on the 4-hour, right? We can see that the momentum is getting higher as the price is getting lower. We also have the money flow getting lower over time. This is showing us that there is the potential that this really is a significant top. So something else I'm going to be looking for is basically, oh crap, I just dropped my iPhone on the ground again. That thing is so dang broken. Something else that I'm going to be looking for is actually a fake out pump, right? Where we get another high, but it's just kidding. We don't have enough power to actually get up there. And the reason is because the golden pocket is also the 0.618 and her sister 0.65. When we came up to this last high here, notice that we also had a hidden bearish divergence. Okay, what is a hidden bearish divergence, guys? Hidden bearish divergence means that price makes a lower high, but momentum makes a higher high. That is a hidden bearish divergence. And what happened here was we came up to the 6 Juanita, and she did not let us go out on a date with her, right? Of course, she rejected us. But if we take a look here at what happened, we actually hit into that first tap of the 618, and we got a move to the downside, and then we came up again, hit that 0.65 and rejected. And when we came up the second time, we were getting the uneven butt cheek pattern here on the 4-hour time frame. Okay, so this is something else that we need to be aware of, right? Of basically, we put in our first high and we reject, but then we put in our second high, and that second high is unsustainable because we see the uneven butt cheeks upside down. And of course, you know, and I mean no disrespect to the lady, but I mean, think about it. Do you think that she has the muscular symmetry to hold herself upside down from the ceiling by her legs? Of course not. The right glute is not firing. It's going to lead to a fall, right? And we can see that that's pretty much exactly what does happen here, right? A big fall, phew, right through the ceiling, through the fiberglass, right? It's just fiberglass, guys. It can't support that kind of anatomy, okay? So those are two scenarios I'm kind of looking at right now. And let's take a look at what is actually happening. We're going to go to Coinalyze, and we're going to take a look at cumulative volume delta here and see what we can see. Okay, so interesting. So we have on across a higher term scale here, we do have some bullish CVD forming like this. Okay, price is trading on this trend line, and CVD is getting lower. Okay, this is showing us that there are actually shorts being absorbed here. Right, we can see that open interest. We could maybe make the case that it's increasing. It's kind of hard to say. It is kind of hard to say, but this is something showing us a potential continuation pattern right here. Okay. Now, locally, if we go down to the 5-minute time frame, we see something else, which is potentially we are forming some slightly bearish CVD, okay, where price is getting lower while the CVD is getting higher. This is potentially showing us that there are some absorption of longs, okay? Now, this can be a little bit complicated for some people who aren't familiar with what this is. We just actually did a whole big, long discussion on this in the VIP Discord. So if you're in the VIP Discord, go check out the last hour of the stream that we just did, and I go over this a lot more of how to use this to your advantage. But in my opinion, things are a little bit unclear right now. They are a little bit unclear as to which way price wants to go right now. Okay, so those are the two major scenarios that I am personally looking for. When we take a look at the dollar, right, the dollar did, if we go to a higher term time frame, the dollar did come down and basically, oh man, it took out this low at the golden pocket at 6 Juanita and is getting a bounce to the upside. If the dollar continues up from here, this is actually very bearish for Bitcoin. However, there are some very juicy lows right here for the dollar at around 109, where we have the potential for the chickens to drink water. Okay, and basically what that means, if anyone's not familiar with what the chickens drinking water means, is it means price comes down below that level and it gets a fake out and then it comes back up again. If we see the dollar coming back down to take out these lows from September, I do believe that we will see Bitcoin get another move to the upside because it's inversely correlated with the dollar. When we see the when we see the September 13th low for the dollar, that was the September 13th high for Bitcoin, right? So when the dollar found its bottom, Bitcoin found its top. So if the dollar has bottomed out here, then it's very possible that Bitcoin has topped out here. However, if the dollar is going to get another big push to the downside before it bottoms out, then we can also expect Bitcoin to get another push to the upside before it tops out, right? Now, we do have some very interesting areas of resistance above us here. If we do break this golden pocket, then, we have this level right above us, which is, again, if we look at the volume, for this much larger range that we have here, we can see that we have this, basically it's around 22K, right? Around 22K would be that next value area high. And then, of course, right above that, we have another golden pocket. So if we can come above that, the next major zone of resistance is going to be here. Potentially, if the dollar does bottom out, Bitcoin will come up to these highs for a rejection. Or we could even see us coming up to this area here, where we have a high volume node at around $24,000, where I think it would be also a very nice area to find resistance, assuming that we're going to continue to range. And personally, I do think that the bottom is in for crypto. I really do think that the bottom is in. If we're going to get another low, I think we'll probably have a capitulation wick to the downside and dip down really low to like 13K, 10K, but then get a very fast buyback. But in general, I think the bottom is in based on macro indicators that I've been talking about for a long time. So I would assume that because the bottom's in, I don't think like we're going to enter into a bull market, but I do think that we'll probably just continue to range around here, right? And we're going to have what we've been having for the past, basically what it's been since June. So June, July, August, September, October, like we're going on like half a year where we've basically been trading sideways in this little range. And that's, I'm totally fine with that. I love little ranges. I love trading sideways. That's where the money is made, y'all. At least for me. I'd rather trade a range than be in a perpetual uptrend or downtrend, because it's harder to find entries when price is moving very strongly in one direction. It's harder to find entries because if we're trying to buy low and sell high and we're waiting for a pullback and the pullback doesn't happen, well, then we're just sitting there on the sidelines waiting for the entry, right? And it never comes. So we either have to FOMO with a really bad risk-reward ratio or wait for a range to form, right? So that's kind of what I'm looking at. If we take a look at the S&P 500 here, S&P 500 did also, well, let's go to a higher term time frame here. S&P 500 found very, very, very good support back here when Bitcoin also bottomed out. We bounced from the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement. And right now, we can see that we are actually now forming bullish market structure on the S&P 500. We have taken out the previous high at 3,800. We have put in a higher high now, which is nice to see. We have locally been building this bullish market structure. The low, the high, the higher low, the higher high, taking out this previous high. This is officially now a trend reversal, in my opinion, at least on some of these lower time frames. And if we take a look here, we can see very, very nice curvature on market Cipher B. Bullish div on the daily, very, very bullish div. 2 drives of bullish divergence on the daily. Bullish divergence on the weekly. All these things combined, if the dollar is going to bottom out around where it is, if the S&P has found a bottom, I think we can get another move up on the S&P 500, at least another 6%. And if the S&P 500 is going to get a 6% move to the upside, I really do think Bitcoin can come up to 25K, right? The last time the S&P 500 got its bounce, right, from here, S&P 500 came up 18%. Bitcoin came up 43%, okay? So the last bounce on the S&P 500, Bitcoin bottomed out here. The current bounce, Bitcoin has bottomed out here. If this is going to be a retracement to retest, again, we were talking about support resistance flips. S&P 500 has a nice support resistance flip right here at around 4,000. If we're going to come up and retest that, I think that we could see the corn coming back up to the top of its range because the S&P 500 has been in a downtrend while the Bitcoin has been in a range, which is another interesting thing, which makes me think Bitcoin has found its bottom, even if we see lower. But I think these bull divs do have to play out a little bit more. So, yeah, long story short, guys, we're going to have to wait and see what happens. But these are the key areas that we have to be aware of. So let me pop into chat here and see what's going on. So shout out to Robert Bonar. Shout out to K and Martin. The monthly chart can print a green dot soon, and VWAP seems good. Memory Man says, I think Bitcoin has broken above a descending trend line, so I'm looking for a retest that would, believe it or not, take us down to 13K. I know, but that's just what I see. Hey, maybe that's true, man. And if that is true, I do think that if we get a move down to 13K, it wouldn't surprise me, but I don't think we're going to, and this is just what I see, right? I could be wrong. I don't know. We're all just here doing the same thing. Speculation. But I would assume if we do get this crazy like move down, that it will have a very fast buyback, and then we'll see it come back, and probably end up back in this range again. That's what I think. Could be totally wrong, right? I mean, if something crazy happens with the geopolitical events and weapons are used or allegedly used that are the kind that haven't been used since back in World War II, allegedly. I have to say allegedly for everything because, you know, it's a shame being a millennial because we have no idea what's true, right? We have no idea. At least the baby boomer generation believed their history books and their textbooks and their government and all this. But me, I can't believe anything. So I don't know what's real. I don't know what's real and what's fake in life. But if there's news comes out that weapons are used, I think we'll see the markets absolutely tank. And but then I would think that we could get a buyback real quick, like we did with the vid. Right? Black Swan events tend to lead to fast buybacks. But who knows? Who knows? So Feku96 says, my scenario is something like 25 to 30K and then a drop down to 13, 14 and start a new bull run. That would be actually really, really nice, man. I would actually really like that because 30K actually, man, that would be a juicy level. Let's just fantasize a little bit about a 30K Bitcoin real quick because, when we're looking at these high-term time frames, the reason why 30K is so dang juicy is because that would be the ultimate retest of this massive loss of support at 30K, right? 30K, massive loss of support. Weekly order block right here at 30K. Value area low of the old range. So if we do get a move up to 30K and reject, oh yeah, that would be bullish as heck. And then I could actually see a move down to 13K and the start of a new bull run. And I really like that scenario, actually. I really, really do like that scenario a lot. That would be really nice. I mean, yeah, because, if this is the bottom here, I mean, that drop in June was very violent. That was a very violent drop. I made so much money on that drop. It was crazy. Those short trades, they just kept on going. I'll never forget that. That was a wild drop. It seemed wild at the time. It seemed more wild than this drop for some reason. I guess because the numbers were so much more shocking to see Bitcoin like losing 30K. Psychologically, I think it was shocking. But this, I think, would really, yeah, this would be pretty nice. Yeah, I like that scenario a lot. It's just weird because, like, historically, this is the bottom signal on market Cipher. But hey, Bitcoin has a much larger market cap now than it did back in 2018, 2015, especially 2011. So, things could change. It's linked to like the stock market and all this. So I understand we're in a different environment here. Yeah. So legends have it. Something about gapping below 18K. I'm sorry, I can't follow your conversations in here. Shout out to FPV Trond and how many trade signals you get in the premium Discord. All right, we don't give trade signals, but we just give TA and setups, right? So if you think you're going to come in there and like we're going to tell you when to long and short, that's not true. But we'll teach you how to be a good trader and help, especially if you're new. By the way, guys, there still is a 35% discount on both courses. So if you go to jasoncaspertrading.com, there's a 35% discount on this course here. If you go to learn.jasoncaspertrading.com, there is a 25% discount on the Orderflow course. That will teach you how to read a chart like this, a chart like this, and a chart like this. And yeah, that's it. But anyway, guys, I do have to head out. I just wanted to come in and make a quick video. Make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Because like I said, you know, it's the most professional TA channel on the internet. You're not going to find anything like this anywhere else. And with that being said, guys, I do pray that everybody is super blessed in many ways. I'm not just talking about trading. I mean, in every way. May the Lord bless your family. May He bless you and all that you put your hand to do. And receive this blessing in Hebrew, my favorite language. The purpose of this blessing is that the Creator who created you would place His name upon you and bless you. It goes like this: Yavarechacha Adonai v'yishmerecha, Ya'er Adonai panav alecha v'chuneka, Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom b'shem Yeshua HaMashiach Elohei Israel, which means in English, may the Lord bless and protect you. May He shine His light upon you. May He have grace upon you. And may He turn His face towards you and give you wholeness and peace. In the name of Jesus, the Messiah, the God of Israel. Amen. Pray you guys have a great day.